welcome back to University Guides, guys. Part 2, I know it's been a while. Part 2 of the Mulungushi version. This time today we're talking about accommodation. So basically, there are 3 sections of the school. There's sabbatical, up school, and down school. And then there's an extra section, which is outside the school, which are called boarding houses. Those ones, I don't know, so I can't really say much about them. All I know is that they're freaking far and my connection is whack. Terrible there. So let's start with down school. Down school. Okay, basically down school is like bad. Basically down school is dusty as hell, but also kind of vibey because like everyone is like packed and so close together. It's like where most of the people kind of are. That's where like a concentrated population is. And it's kind of like a vibe, you get me? So there are like 3 types of rooms there. No. So there are 2 types of rooms there. So if you enter into a hostel, let's say for example you enter into Lusaka hostel, you could be you could be 2 in a room, which where you guys share a communal bathroom. And in some other hostels, you can end up being 4 in a room, and still in the whole hostel, you guys share a communal bathroom. And then there'll be 2 communal bathrooms, 1 at each end of the hostel. So like yeah. So recently they built new ones like Lusaka, and these other names I've forgotten about. I think in Dollar, and like it's mixed. So like let's say one hostel is like, let's say Lusaka is for girls. Just right next to it is like Dollar, which is like for boys. I don't know if it's really that. I know Lusaka is for girls though, but yeah, that's how it is. So basically, then like it's wide and vast though. It's like a very big area, and sometimes you can get lost. So like yeah, that's how the system is inside. And also when I mean like there's a vibe, the vibe is and like the vibe down school is that because you're so close to the club, basically. And in clubs outside school, so you're closest to the gate that leads outside of school. On Fridays, Saturdays, you always feel like there's something happening. That's when you see the ladies wearing the robes, walking down. That's when you know. That's when you see the mandoms wearing the short shorts. I never understand that. Why?
I wish if this can happen each and every after 2 weeks or monthly.
Maybe because I don't got no game though. I don't vibe like that. Okay, I do vibe though. But maybe because I just haven't, first semester guys. But no promises. Anyway, point is, let's we find the man with the short shorts on a Friday night, on a Saturday night. You just know that whenever you place in a sense in which where there's always something happening, especially like on a Saturday morning or a Sunday morning, because that's like there are also kitchens in between the hostels. Let's say like this section is a hostel, like one whole hostel, and there's a kitchen where it's like they're installed stoves and everything and sinks in which where, and then after that. The next building is another hostel. So like, at least like that. So you don't really have to cook within, your room. You just go into the kitchen and cook. And now that's where, again, the vibe is because it's like communal. People from different hostels, you don't have to go to a specific kitchen that's close to your hostel. You can go to the one that's 5 minutes away if you want to. And then you go there and just vibe, bro. Because like Big Brother. Mulungushi edition. Like Big Brother down school. So down school has a bit of a distance though from the classes. Also like down school, because you're closest to the gate and the computer lab, you're gonna have to, when going to campus, you're gonna have to cross the river, which is like like it's like a road that crosses the river, and then you go to campus. In my opinion, it's a bit far, it's a bit lengthy, and your boy doesn't like walking, so yeah. And it's also down school is also I don't know if I'm legally allowed to call it because I actually don't know the name of the lodge, but there's a lodge there, and it's actually pretty cool. It's a pretty cool place. There are little rooms where you can rent out $250 I think a night, which is pretty dope. There's a restaurant that shows in Shima and different type of things. There's up school is what you call now the bougie side of things. That's same kind of vibe though has down school, but the difference is that you do see people wearing robes on Friday night, but not necessarily walking like, let's say like a good 3 minutes just there. Nah, it's mostly within. It's like bougie, because the system there is kind of different. Like, in the sense, there are two types of hostels there too. There is the hostel where there are two in a room, in which there are literally three hostels that only have that. There is Lusumfa, which is a girls' hostel, like closest to the library. I'll show you a picture. There is Kafue, which is another girls' hostel, and then there is the Kariba. I believe it's Kariba, which is a guys' hostel. So those three are the only ones that offer two in a room. You guys share communal shower and communal bathroom. They're both 2 floors. 1 floor actually. They're both 1 floor. So like ground floor, floor one. It's like that's how the vibe is. So that's how it is. And people in those hostels necessarily automatically have to be eating from the dining hall, the upper dining hall. But apparently the school is building a new system in which way they could cook within hostels inside their rooms. And then the other type of hostels, the big white buildings. Those big white buildings, most of them are mixed. All of them are actually mixed now. Back then, there used to be one way. It's one for guys, one for girls. Now it's all mixed. So basically, it's like 3 floors. There's a door. And like, let's say, like in that one door, there's a kit. Like you go in, there's like a bathroom to your left, the shower and the toilet. There's a kitchen on your right. When you go forward a bit, there's splits up in between, and then there are 2 rooms. Those 2 rooms, 4 sleep within each room. So that's just one like mini house, basically. So in it being mixed, so let's say one mini house would be one for guys, room 2 where it's a mini house, second mini house would be for girls, and just like that. It's just mixed up. So everybody would be living in the same building, basically mixed around. So due to the kitchen, it's more like it's okay. That's where it's more vibey. That's where it goes down. That's where it's a vibe. That's where if you're watching a soccer match, that's where craziness is basically. People from Weru, Tanganyika. Okay, Tanganyika is bougie. But at night, there's always something that will happen in those up-school hostels compared to down-school hostels. That's what I can say is the advantage. And the second advantage that up-school, I believe, has over down-school is that even though down-school does have Wi-Fi, only specific dorms, and those dorms are far from campus. So, far from campus, imagine this is the hostels at the beginning, closest to campus, and then the hostels are here at the end, right? And then the market is the in-campus market. That's where the Wi-Fi is. So if you want to have Wi-Fi down school, you have to be there, or your host has to be there. Then you have to walk all the way. Nah, not for me, man. Not for me. So basically, one of the advantages that most of the hostels there have Wi-Fi. Tanganyika, Kafue, I know those ones have Wi-Fi. And they're closest to campus too. Plus, it's paved. There's literally no dust. It's paved. The only downside though is that trash builds up. I don't know. Trash builds up a lot that side. It's madness. Sometimes you could have bins overflowing. Like, dude, whoa, where's the guys who pick up the trash? Like, at least they're consistent with down school, but down school and sabbatical. Up school is a bit wild. Second thing that's a bit booky about up school is that up school, in those new hostels where it's white, water is a big issue, especially the higher the floors you're at. If you're at the second floor or first floor, sometimes the water system won't really be your best friend. And sometimes you have to be going down to go tap water by the tap and then walk back up the stairs with buckets, do what you have to do. But another advantage though about up school is that you're close to the fields where there's a basketball court. Sabbatical. Now we're in the flung east, the flung north. Well, basically the northern men. The northern, do you know if you guys just watched Game of Thrones? You guys basically know the north, then Westeros, and then basically imagine the sabbatical has the north. And up school has Westeros, and then down school has the dry lands of where Daenerys Targaryen came from. So sabbatical you live in a house. Same system, it's mixed. Again, mixed. You could be next. You could be a house. You could be in a house that's next to another house where there are females, and males also. So in that same house, you're 20 in a house basically. So there'll be 3 rooms and 1 living room. In those 3 rooms, one of those rooms are gonna have 2 bunkers. I mean, 1 bunker for 2 people. The other 2 rooms are gonna have 2 bunkers for 4 people. And the sitting room is gonna have 4 bunkers for 8 people. Yes. And then you guys are gonna share 1 bathroom and 1 bathtub and a kitchen. And that's how it is. The downside to sabbatical is that you guys are in the bush. It is like very green. Oh, it's not really the down. If you really like the serenity and the quietness and everything, it's alright. Because the thing about sabbatical compared to these 2 is that nothing really happens unless like you wait up to 0-3. Then people who are drunk come back. Like, open the door. You get me? And yeah, but nothing really happens. It's actually a pretty cool place. Very relaxed, very chilled. If you want to be close to nature. But the downside is there are bugs. Dude, there are spiders the size of my hand. Like my roommates and I have 2 spiders the size of my hand, or a bit smaller, but huge stuff, huge spiders. It's wow. So basically, from then on, and then the other downside about sabbatical is that it's again far from campus. It's like a good 5-minute walk, depending where you are. Because some people can be deep close to the farms in the sabbatical area because there's some hostels that are far away. But except that, it's a good place for if you want to study, if you want to get away, if you want to just go ghost, if you like your personal space and personal privacy. If you don't really want to always be seeing people, always meeting people, let's say you come outside your hostel, hey my man, you get if you just want to come out your hostel, because it's not necessary that you're gonna go and meet your other friend who's across from you, like the other house. It's just So basically, that's the accommodation side of things, and that's kind of like the vibes in all 3 areas of the school. Now, the general vibe, because the school, as much as there are these 3 distinct areas in school, is that the general vibe that people don't really care about what you do unless it affects them. So basically, you have to take your own responsibility. No one's you could drink at freaking 8 or 9 in the morning and go to class drunk. No one's gonna mess with you. You can literally smoke wherever and whenever you want. If there's no one to say no, you can go around shouting, go around doing these things. But if it affects someone else, then that will be a problem, and then that's when someone intervenes. But most of the time, people don't care. And the other part is that with the same accommodation system is that there's a rule in which where you cannot go to the opposite sex's room past 23 hours. So basically, you cannot be found in a girl's room, or a girl cannot be found in a guy's room past 23 hours, or else you will be sent to the disciplinary board. And to the disciplinary board. And so that's one of the down parts. Like, why is there such a rule? Like, maybe it's like the accommodation guys are like, let's try add a bit of boarding school spice, you get me, or something. So that's one of the general rules also there in school when it comes to accommodation. And you switching rooms is also something else too. But yeah, guys. So that's the general vibe of Mulungushi. Just come over, mind your business. Most people are nice. Most people are kind. Of course, there are those few people that will mess you up. Again, Chivende. Another thing, yeah? Chivende. Chivende. The club at the same time. That place is dangerous, but at the same time, it is fun to an extent. The only advice I can tell you this is that if you want to go to that place, if you want to go clubbing in that place, go in a group, go with friends, with people that you know. If you're a female, go with in that same group, let there be a couple males. If you're with the guys, take care of each other. Basically, just take care of each other. Don't let each other do stupid stuff. People do get hurt. People have been in fights. People have been in that area.